next week for their Christmas break with nothing resolved, and we're all left not knowing what's going to happen. We've had the vote, the people have spoken. Go back to Brussels, put your foot down this time, Mrs May. Tell them they won't get their billions if they don't meet what we want and voted for as a country. Let's talk to some Conservative Party members who are also standing here freezing at Westminster. Benita Mesa-Palmer voted to remain. It seems like such a long time ago now. She definitely supports Theresa May. Phil Shepherd wants to leave the EU, even if that means leaving without a deal. Grant McMaster initially wanted to stay in the EU, now wants to leave, and Conservative Association Chairman of Cities of London and Westminster, Patrick Evershed. Hello. Let's cuddle together because it's so cold. Patrick, what is it like as a Conservative supporter looking on at your Conservative MPs tearing themselves apart again over Europe?
I'm absolutely furious with them because I think most rank and file Conservatives who knock on doorsteps are totally loyal to Theresa May, and we're absolutely completely fed up with the way members of Parliament are behaving.
So what's your message to them?
Well, I mean, they've done the damage, so, but they should, now that the vote is over, I think they should all rally solidly behind Theresa.
And vote for her Brexit deal with or without extra concessions?
No, well, the Brexit deal is fairly appalling. I mean, I think everyone's unhappy about it, and she's unhappy about it, and hopefully she might be able to get things improved.
OK, let's talk to Benita. Hello.
Hi.
What's your message to Conservative MPs?
I think we've had a very challenging few days and we must put it behind us now. I think we really do need to get behind Theresa May. I agree with Patrick.
What does that mean in practical terms, Benita?
In practical terms, we need to focus on making sure the Brexit deal happens, is voted through, we get the best deal that we can, and I think it's really noble of Theresa May, given the crazy few hours that she's had, that she's in Brussels trying to ask for those concessions today, and I trust her to do the best for us.
So people, MPs, who absolutely hate that deal, who believe it is not the Brexit the people voted for, who believe it's so much of a compromise that we will end up being rule takers and having no say over those rules, you say just vote for it anyway?
I say when we've got a Brexit referendum result which is so split, we have to find something that is in the best majority interest. And it's very difficult to get anything that everyone's going to agree on, of course, but this to me seems a very, very good compromise. And if it's the best that she can get, and I hope that she might get some, tweaks delivered today and tomorrow, then on Monday when she makes the statement to Parliament, I trust that it will be her best effort.
What do you reckon?
What I reckon is that on the points that MPs have to unite behind Theresa May, I absolutely think they have to unite behind Theresa May because she's our only leader for at least the next year.
Okay. So that's already not happening. You will have heard since she won that vote, some Conservative MPs have said she still needs to resign.
Yes, there is an argument for that, but in practical terms, I don't think she will resign. So I think we need to get behind her. We need to see what she comes up with Brussels, and then, if necessary, vote down the deal and hopefully leave with no deal. But that's a question for another time. I think for now, we need to support her trying to get some concessions from Brussels.
Why do you want to leave with no deal?
Ideally, I wouldn't want to leave with no deal. I would want to leave with a type of super Canada arrangement, like David Davis and Dominic Raab were suggesting the other day. But I think if it's absolutely necessary, we need to leave with no deal, because the four promises that people voted upon, and this is promised by both the Leave and Remain campaigns, were to leave the single market customs union, European Court of Justice jurisdiction, and ending free movement. And I'm afraid this deal doesn't deliver on all these promises.
It had to be a compromise, though. I mean, you're not going to get every single thing you wanted, are you?
We're not going to get every single thing we wanted with the deal, but the EU promised us last year that they would be open to a super Canada arrangement. So if we agreed with the EU back then, rather than kept on pushing things related to the customs union, then I think we would have got more of a deal that was in the national interest.
Do you feel that Theresa May's authority is draining from her as we speak?
Look, Victoria, we had a vote last night, and Ian Duncan Smith has famously said the family, the last election, Ian Duncan Smith said the family is damaged, but we have to come together, and it's exactly the same here. And I can only speak for myself, but I think that we need to unite again for Theresa May against opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, the Liberal Democrats and all the other parties, because that is the ultimate revenge of the Parliament to go against our party.
So it's a heartfelt plea for your MPs to unite. You know you're living in Fantasyland when you appeal for that.
No, I don't think it is Fantasyland, because I think some of our MPs are obviously going to go against our Prime Minister and won't vote with her, but I feel like enough MPs could back this deal, could back a new version of this deal, and could get this through Parliament, and really I pray that happens.
Right.
You've now heard from 4 members of the Conservative Party, picked absolutely at random, and all 4 of us think it's time that the Conservative MPs behave themselves better and united behind Theresa May. And I just hope they do listen to us. I think all of us are fed up with 117 people who voted against her.
And look, the Conservative Party's always been a broad church. We always are a family that maybe don't all agree on everything, as we've had in our chats earlier today, but this is the time to unite. I think Theresa May, in both her speeches yesterday, made it clear that we must, as a party, come together in the national interest. I think that she will actually come out and go out to other opposition people too, because clearly the parliamentary arithmetic proves that we need other people's backing.
So reach out to Labour, you mean?
To all MPs.
Okay.
Because this must be in the national interest. I genuinely believe her.
Would you back her as Conservative members to doing that?
Yeah, I would genuinely back her, because I think we need a deal that's in the national interest. I supported the plotters yesterday, but now that they've lost, I think we should unite behind her, because there is a greater threat, and the greater threat is a Corbyn government over anything related to Brexit. So we need to stay united in order to defeat Corbyn, even if Theresa May's not the ideal leader.
Would you back some quite major changes if she was able to get this through to her deal, which meant Labour MPs could come on board and vote for it and get it over the line? Would you back that as a Conservative member?
Yes, I think the idea of a customs union is out of the books, because remaining in a customs union, creating a new customs union as Jeremy Corbyn wants, is not possible. But I think changes that could entrench workers' rights further, even if it is in writing, I think is a reassurance and is a change. And I think the EU are being tough at the moment, but they have admiration for Theresa May, and you can see that through all strengths. And in Salzburg, they treated her awfully, and I think they've learned definitely from their lessons. We have to make sure Labour MPs, Conservative MPs back this deal and get it through Parliament.
And Patrick, if Conservative MPs don't unite behind Mrs May, and we know that some won't, I mean they just won't, we've heard them on the airwaves in the last 12 hours, who is the person that could bring the two sides, the two halves of the Conservative Party back together again, or is that just impossible?
Well, it might be very difficult, but I think it'd be very unwise for me to say who I'd like to take over from her. I just give her all my support, and I don't think it helps anybody for me to say who I'd like to replace her.
Fair enough. But do you fear the party splitting?
Well, the party clearly is very split.
No, I mean breaking in two.
No, I don't think it'll break in two, but I mean it's clearly split. And I mean all 4 of us want, the rank and file people say we want to see them unite. I've been to Conservative parties every evening this week, and everybody's furious at the way the Conservative members of Parliament are behaving.
Thank you all, and thank you for standing in the cold with us. Really appreciate it. And it's not too early to say Happy Christmas, is it?
No.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Thank you very much. OK, I think we're going to bring you a report from Hastings now. Our reporter John Owen was there last night. Just